Hey guys, how's it going? UG here, and today I'm going to be talking about some changes that are happening to Ret Paladin in the next patch, 9.0.5. Some good, some bad. Let's just talk about them. So the big important one is that they are nerfing Radiant Clarity, which is the conduit that makes it so that Divine Toll can hit multiple times on a single target. What they're making it do is the damage of the extra hits are reduced by 25%. So the first hit, completely normal, second hit, minus 25%, third hit, minus 25% hit also. Right now, they hit for around 11k with cooldowns up if you crit and you have everything going. So now that will probably reduce down to like 8 or 9k. So it's still hitting pretty hard, so it's not completely gutting the ability. The other change, however, is they're making it so that Radiant Clarity has a delay in between each hit. So the first hit will be normal, and then the second hit will happen a bit later, and then the third hit will happen a bit later. It's not like quite a global. It's probably like it's kind of like this, like do, do, do. So it's not a full global, but it's not instant anymore. But I don't know. I feel like this is kind of interesting because it could make the ability harder to react to. Because if you end up getting all three hits, the third hit will probably happen around the same time as your next global. So say you get super lucky and you hit a 20k Templars with that. So now you're hitting that 20k Templars, and at the exact same time, you're also hitting potentially a 8 or 9k Divine Toll hit. That's now, instead of being two separate globals of 20k one global and 20k the next global, if you're really lucky, let's be honest, let's get that clarified. But now it's potentially 30k in one global, which is way harder to react to. So I'm not sure if this was the right approach, but it'll be definitely interesting. You could also potentially pair some really weird things up with this now. Like you could go Execution Sends and have that trigger at the exact same time as that one global with the last Divine Toll tick and Templars, and then you also have an Execution Sends trigger at the exact same time, and that could be an entire health bar in one global. So, I mean, that's obviously hard to pull off because it's really easy to react to Executions, but, you know, just a potential thing. And then, other than that, they're also buffing Vanquisher Hammer, which is the Necrolord ability. Now, it's going to feel like it operates a lot like Judgment now. It kind of sets up for your next Templars, and it also gives you Holy Power. So that's nice, because what it does is it makes it so that when you use Templars, you also cast a Divine Storm at the exact same time. So yeah, it's kind of just like another setup ability now. And the last change that is being made to Ret is they are buffing the legendary Final Verdict. It now has an increase of 50% damage. Pretty much, that's just your Templar's Verdict is getting a 50% damage buff if you're using this legendary. So in my opinion, it is 100% the go-to now. And because of this buff, you know, some interesting things kind of happen. It makes it so that our tier 1 talents are kind of put into question a bit. Maybe we don't go Seal every game. Maybe Righteous Verdict Execution Sends might be better because of the increased damage from Templar's Verdict. And also, it'll now be ranged 100% of the time whenever you're playing that. So it'll be easier to connect multiple Templars in a row off if you're playing Righteous Verdict. So I could see something where, you know, you go Sanctified Wrath, plus Divine Purpose and Righteous Verdict, like a full PvE build almost. You could hit a ton of really hard-hitting Templars in a row, and it's pretty good consistent damage also if you get procs. So who knows? That could be actually a really good build in the future once this gets buffed. And yeah, that's about it. But what does this mean for Ret? You know, there's that build I just mentioned. But what about for Covenants? Will Kyrian be taken over now that Divine Toll has been nerfed for the second or third or fourth? I don't know. It's been nerfed a lot. Honestly, I don't think so. It definitely puts them kind of closer and makes it so that the other ones are an option. But I think Kyrian is still a play. mainly because of the mastery buff that you get from Pelagos. And also, what I mentioned before, you know, the delay on the damage is kind of a buff to Divine Toll in my opinion, almost, not really a nerf. So, I don't know. I'm definitely going to have to test these things out a bit once the patch comes out. You know, maybe Night Fae will actually be really good now. I mean, well, Night Fae isn't getting buffed at all, but, you know, it might be better than Kyrian randomly. Who knows? The damage from the Blessing of Summer could be insane. I don't know. Haven't really tested it. The mobility from the Shapeshift is also really nice. Or maybe Necrolord's randomly insane because of the slight buff it just got. But overall, in my opinion, I think Kyrian is probably still the go-to. And then if you want to pick up something else, then I'd recommend either Night Fae or Necrolord. Venthyr just isn't really doing it in Arena right now because it's just so easy to react to. You see them casting it, you just run away and line them for a bit and just wait it out. I mean, it can be used as like a defensive almost, I guess, you know. They're popping their go, you drop Ashen Hollow, they just have to run away or they just get one shot. But it's just not that good in my opinion. The other three are probably just far more superior. But yeah, we'll see. I still think Kyrian is the go-to. And now, Final Verdict is definitely the go-to legendary. It is going to be doing way more damage than Seth is. They were kind of even beforehand, and this was the main one to go when you're playing something with Disarms. But now you have that really good matchup into people who disarm you, and you get even more damage than Seth is. So yeah, Final Verdict. Everyone start doing your Torghast runs again. Gotta get that Final Verdict if you haven't crafted it quite yet. But yeah, that is about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.